Thank you, Megan. She is a cutie for sure. Hopefully we can find some help for her. Let me show you what's going on outside tonight. Lights are pretty. Still a little bit of moisture on the camera here. Actually trying to freeze that up a bit. You can see the low clouds hanging around too. It's 33 now. We're down 10 degrees from the high of the day. We're not going to drop nearly as fast for the rest of the night as we did from our high to our current situation here. Humidity high at 85%, but there's a north wind. It's going to be north or northwest, and that's trying to dry us out a little bit here as we go on throughout the night. So we'll end up somewhere in the low to mid 20s by tomorrow morning, which obviously, especially on some of the elevated surfaces, if there's moisture around, might create some slippery spots. So give yourself a break, slow down a little bit overnight tomorrow morning. 31 in Lapeer and Howell. 33 in Detroit and Mount Clemens, 34 in Adrian, Monroe, and Windsor as well, right at the freezing mark in Port Huron right now. The heat got up to Indy. They were in the 60s. St. Louis was in the 70s, but now the cold air is coming back in. Again, it squeezed out the moisture, pushed it off to the east. We'll be a little chillier tomorrow, struggling to get to around 30 in most cases, especially north of Detroit. But the cold air is going to be coming in from the northwest. This is the setup for the midweek storm, but it starts tonight. So there's high pressure way up in Canada. It comes across Minnesota, Wisconsin, the UP, ends up down here by Wednesday morning. It's pumping in the cold air that's going to hug the ground, and then that sits here, the cold air doesn't go away, and by the time we get to late Wednesday and Wednesday night especially, the moisture that's above that cold air in the ground will come in. And when things start to fall out of the sky like precip, it's going to fall into that cold air, and that is the concern. So the pink means likely to have sleet and or freezing rain. In this case, it looks like it's probably more freezing rain than sleet. This is Wednesday night, overnight, 4:30 in the morning. Then things scoot out as the early morning hours on Thursday go along. So the faster it gets out of here, obviously, the better it is. But late Wednesday during the daylight hours, there's a slight chance for a little mixture. Overnight, it's mostly freezing rain. 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch is the kind of the range of opportunity for icing around here. Into Thursday morning, certainly some icy roads and maybe some power outage concerns. You start talking about 1/10 of an inch, the power lines get a little heavy. Maybe every now and then there's an issue, but if you start talking about 1/4 of an inch of ice, which is most likely out here in Lenawee and Washtenaw County, then you got branches falling down and heavy power lines, that kind of thing. That could be a bigger deal. It's most likely west of town into Thursday morning. Overnight tonight, 23 for a low, clouds on the decrease slowly. Tomorrow 30, then 21 and 29 Wednesday. Again, most of this action is going to be Wednesday night into Thursday morning early. Expect a slow drive there and some icy roads. We get to 40 Thursday. It's the morning hours you have to be concerned about.